Rage Whale. 3 friends, too many opinions, 1 podcast. This is episode 56 with special guest Kate. We discuss books that become movies, Peter Andre Pranks, and the adventures of a rubber chicken called Paul. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Do we want to talk about films? Do we need to, or are we any more?
No, we need to. No, because we have a new tagline, don't we, Kev?
What, more than movies?
Boom.
We are more than movies.
Ah, I like it. Oh, because I was sending Kev, I send Kev random feedback, and I think he appreciates it, Drew. I don't know.
We love your feedback, Kate.
I always message Drew.
It's wonderful.
And I was sending some to you as well, Drew, because I was really interested, and also feedback on your poetry.
And your book is amazing, by the way. Oh. And just on a quick side note, I'd be honoured to join you in a collaboration. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to do art and poetry, but we'll talk.
Yeah,
I want to paint your poems, and we're talking about
wow. Yeah, that'd be an honour.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had the idea, and then we do an exhibition in London or Brighton. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Kate, can you do some voiceovers? I know it's his words, but occasionally maybe have Drew doing a paragraph and then Kate doing a sentence in the middle, then you finish it off. But
I'd be well up for
something.
That.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be awesome.
What was I even going to say? What were we even talking about? Lost my train of thought.
You were giving me notes or feedback.
I was saying,
notes.
We're talking about how your podcast is becoming a bit about like growth, because you talk about, I know you talked about like the stages of a man and how you've changed inadvertently, because you were just reminiscing on youth, but then kind of like the Emma discussion, then your discussions on wokeness and how identity, and like it's kind of developing a bit into that, not intentionally. And I think that's lovely because they are integrated, like, you know, society and sociology, like how, you know, nature versus nurture, like our society does produce who we are, and films are one of that. So I do think it's all interrelated, and I also love that what you were saying, Drew, about how you want to open up some discussions on mental health. Thought your poetry is incredible, and I think it's so important and so rare. I think you are onto something, because it's not, you don't hear lots of podcasts of men talking about mental health, and also you still joke. It's not like you're all like sat there crying.
unlike half an hour ago when we were all crying.
Yeah, but that's because you were inside an alien with a woman with her eyes.
A woman? What? She was an illegal alien. No, she wasn't.
You wanted to be inside her alien.
But in reality, the way I'd like the future of this to continue, assuming it all works out well, is that every guest, it's kind of like Diary of a CEO, in the fact that we cater each episode to the guest. What's the guest interested in? What subjects are they interested in? What's their background? Cool. And then we discuss that. And there's nothing about films eventually, or it's like guest, it's all about them and what comes from it, and then a separate one just about movies, because we're interested in movies. And like you said, Kate, we could talk about the new Alien film, which literally is out this week, and from there we talk about what emotion might
Dorian
come
produced
from that.
It as well, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
But so Kate, I changed our intro with your suggestion and some of the words that you mentioned. Yeah. So like when you go into Rage Whale on Spotify, it's the same on YouTube.
I like your new picture as well. Look very professional, by the way. New text, new picture. It's pretty cool. Who did it?
Yeah.
Was it both of you, or?
No, well, Kev did that.
In individual photos. Well, I put it together, but we want to get photos together at one point, which is difficult. But I changed our introduction to say Rage Whale, more than movies. So it says more than movie or comedy podcast. This is about growth, real talk, and honest opinions without filters. Join your new friends, Kev, James, and Drew, who regularly invite guests on to learn about the variety of other people's lives, to experience fresh viewpoints, and have new topics to discuss. You are now part of our friendship group, where we enjoy each other's company one moment, have fierce debates the next, but ultimately feel comfortable making jokes at our own expense. We discuss movies, but often anything but movies.
Oh, I love
How well written is that?
Oh, did you write that?
So well written.
Yes.
Wow.
With my brain, your ideas.
That is so true as well. It's so good. You're on the money there with what's good about your podcast at the moment.
and
where it's going.
Based on, again, Kate, your wonderful feedback and your passion and constant encouragement towards what the three of us are trying to do with this, we changed the intro now as well with the actual video, haven't we? Which we were working on. So then
that's coming out next week on your podcast. This one, you'll be the first one to have a new intro.
Should we share what it is on this, or
can I hear it? No.
I'll send it to you afterwards because it won't come through the podcast because it's visual and
But basically,
audio.
we were trying to be a little bit cunning and play with like numbers and make it like quite fun, like a play on words with numbers. But it kind of hopefully creates the essence of the podcast. We were thinking, weren't we?
Do you have to do like, so obviously you've got a podcast and you're trying to get it out there and stuff. Do you have to do certain things to like tweak to certain algorithms, or because I know you're just trying to do your thing, but like, do you have to put certain buzzwords in there, or because you had about movies, but obviously it's turning into something more, or
not really? We should probably employ someone that knows what they're doing to get bigger reach. But we've worked out like some of the stuff I've listened to that talk about how to grow things. There is apparently no correct rule. So whether it's just Instagram growing your followers, or YouTube growing your viewers. Whatever it might be, there's no right or wrong. It's seeing a pattern.
Depends where you do it, though.
Adapting to it. So obviously, the biggest amount of feedback we've had the entire time, apart from just silly jokes, is you lot saying about the Emma episode. So I'd like to lean into that. And on YouTube,
I bet you would.
We did our Deadpool Wolverine spoiler special. Kate's gone anyway.
Bless you. I didn't know she sneezed. She went.
With their eyes.
Why are we still on that? Jesus.
But yeah, poem. He's trying to be really serious and beautiful, poetic, and she's like, ooh.
Yeah, I thought we'd offended you at one point there, Drew. That was
sorry,
really insensitive.
You were making really good points.
Was I?
So weird.
I was about to say, just chatting to a disembodied person.
Wow.
Sorry, go on.
But yeah, I was just saying, like our Deadpool Wolverine episode, not on normal platforms, but on YouTube specifically, because of Drew's thumbnail. So what people see before they click on it, it's not cartoony and us. It's not got us, and it's got Deadpool written on there. So people have clicked into it. So now the new method is that from now on, our faces do not appear on thumbnails. They will in the video, will pop up or whatever, but that's once you've clicked into it. So you're clicked, you're in, you're interested. But our thumbnails are not going to have that. They're going to have the films that we discuss. Even like what we discussed.
Yeah, we haven't talked about any films.
Well, no. I was going to say
Demolition Man for like 10 seconds. We can put that in a poster.
Yeah, we'll just put Sandra Bullock on there as well.
Yeah, the woman in the sea. We'll put that. I don't know.
Oh man, I was going to say no, but I was going to say things are going to change though, because once we've got the music that my brother's working on for the theme,
yes,
soon, that will actually affect. Because then I was thinking we might not even need the videos, mate, anymore, because otherwise it's going to be too long until the thing starts. Because with the 12 seconds of that cool music, then it can just go, "Hey guys, welcome to."
Well, it's going to be about 25 seconds, so it's going to be like 10 seconds ish of music, about 9 seconds of the intro, and then the 10 seconds of this episode is about.
Oh, okay.
So it's 3 things. Okay. So it's not that long.
Yeah.
And fuck everyone. That's what we're doing.
I love what you wrote though. That is so powerful and so true. And it is. I like that you're saying that you want to see what the story of the guest is, but also movies has got a kind of vague theme, but it's becoming about more. And it's also, you're right. There is something about your friendship between the three of you. Stories of youth, but also like the dynamic between the three of you, how you bounce off each other, how you get annoyed with each other. Kev, I must say, as someone I know that is highly organised, that once wrote on a list before I went to a gig, brush my teeth.
Shut up.
Called you out. Yes, Kate.
Only because I'm doing this. I wish I was this organised, and you're doing a great job. So I'm not. It's not a critique, but it is a funny story.
But it's also important
everywhere.
Look at him. I love his Stuart Little writing. It's amazing.
But I also think you did really well to not get annoyed that like you wrote all these lists and planned it, and it's just gone off. But it's worked. So
yeah. There's only a few things I'd like to bring it back to occasionally, but ultimately, if it's flowing and it's a good chat, well, brilliant.
But just sprinkle them in, man. Just sprinkle them in.
The odd movie chat. Sometimes on topic.
But if I'm honest,
the movie question. Should we go? Sorry, go on.
I feel like what Kev's just written now, if someone was to click on Spotify and read that brief of this podcast, it's more intriguing than just another one of those movie podcasts, because there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
It just feels more honest and unique, and like you said, like we were saying, that for people out there that might be lonely, if you listen to these podcasts, it is entertaining. Like, it feels like you're hanging out with some people, and hopefully we're not a bad bunch of bastards. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's pleasant, and
it's actually really sad and depressing now.
What?
Don't get me wrong. I have friends abroad. I have lots of friends. I have a life, but I find it super comforting. Like when I'm missing home and I'm missing my friends from home, that to hear all your voices and to hear you chatting. Like I said, sometimes I obviously I listen in my car when the first episode comes up, but sometimes it sounds really depressing and sad. But sometimes I like to go to sleep to your podcast, because it's like, oh, I'm back at a party and you're all talking. And I feel like I've just got maybe drunk and I'm on the sofa falling asleep and you're all chatting, and I'm just like, oh, carry on, guys. But it's also just like comfort, a bit of home, talking about like stories, and it brings me back to what I miss about my own country and my own friends. So I find it really comforting. So thank you.
That's the best review we've had so far of Race Whale.
I fall asleep to
it. It's like I'm drunk on a sofa and I'm at a party and you guys are just chatting shit and I'm just drifting off.
Genuinely, when Kate sends some like voice notes occasionally, like I said in that podcast about
teared up.
Like not sucking dick but getting choked up, that was real. That was real. I was like, Jesus.
Well, you actually made me cry that episode. I hate to admit it, but you did. You really got to me. It was really powerful. And I was proud of you all. Okay. Gain us over.
But see,
you can't say that anymore, Kate.
I know.
Whoa. But that's nice, though, because if a podcast can move you in a way, then it's just not just like, oh, I just killed a bit of time. It's like, wow, like it really hit you. And then, like you said, and interestingly, that was the catalyst now for this episode, essentially, based on that one, because you gave us the link to the podcast, to their podcast that we just talked about in this one. So it's gone meta and full circle. So beautiful.
Well, that's why I listen to podcasts. Like, as you know, I listen to majority heavy music, and I have my music in the car and I drive around for a living. But 1 second.
I might just need to let my cat out because she's scratching on the door. Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's in the other room.
That's a good question.
2 seconds. You guys?
Have you blown into a cat's bum recently?
She's right there. She's right there.
Well,
got her.
Well, when I was last on,
doesn't look happy.
You were anally filleting your cat. Hello.
Yeah, he blew into Stanley's bum like it was like
normal.
like the skunk.
Do you
in Ace Ventura?
Asshole, Drew. Look, he's there. He's going to do it again.
Yeah, he blew into its a-hole like the bit in Ace Ventura. Who with the skunk? Who?
Do you sing it to
him? You think you are? Me and my brother had a really funny conversation about we were talking about pigeons, right? And we're saying like, they go hoo hoo hoo, and we're saying it's like they're blowing into invisible bottles, like hoo 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 hoo, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, but
Drew's got multiple arseholes he can blow in his house.
Whoa, easy there, easy. I stay well away from the assholes.
You got 3 furry arseholes in the house, haven't you?
I do, man. 4 actually, and mine. Sorry, I have to put up with 4 hairy assholes. No.
You got 4? How do you
No, I just meant I'm hairy and I'm an asshole.
Oh,
But
but
anyway,
you only had 4 hairy arseholes. It's like,
but
no.
well, that would be I'd
What
have to
are
see a
you
doctor about
doing?
that. I'm
With
like,
4 arseholes that were hairy.
4 assholes.
Would it be like your
4.
poo comes out at the same time, or?
Yeah, it's
That
like
would be
like one of those little
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh
the
things.
Play-Doh where you
That
squeeze
with
it.
the little rainbow bits.
Yeah, it'd be like,
Yeah.
would it disperse or would it like intertangle? Or...
I
Maybe like
basically
that.
I shit like a unicorn. Basically, that's how it works.
Lovely.
4 different colors.
We had, so we're going to do a new thing. So you're the first episode we're going to have our new intro on, but you're also the first episode we're going to have our new guest to guest point on. So we've got a question from last week's guest for this week's guest, which is you.
Outlet of you.
And it's going to be ran. Yes, that's where I got. Was that where I got the idea from?
Yeah, I just noticed.
That's where I stole it from.
It's cool. Take it from the best.
It's fine.
Full circle.
People,
Full circle.
it's stolen. All ideas are stolen.
Yeah, everyone borrows the heck out.
So we're going to have to ask you to ask a question for our next guest. But the question for you...
Guest to guest, guess what's next? Guest to guest, where a guest answers a question from another guest.
This is from Aaron, whose episode's out this Thursday, if you're listening to this, last Thursday. The question is, how important is it for you... I can't read my own writing, it's really small.
How important is it to write carefully?
How important is it for you that a movie stays true to the book when it's an adaptation?
Okay.
And can you think of any films that are from books?
A bit like, if I've read a book, I have a very overactive imagination, being an artist and things like that. So when I imagine things, I see such clear pictures. It's like I'm there. So when I watch a movie and it's not true to the book, but then I don't know this is coming from a like kind of very visual brain, it really upsets me because I've so clearly pictured it and it looks different. So often it's destroyed, but sometimes it adds something. So sometimes they will add an aspect or cut an aspect out and it will still work. But it really fucking annoys me, to be honest, when I've read a good book and the film doesn't follow it. So, sorry, I'm going to say 80% needs to be like the book. And I think that's a controversial opinion.
Is there a film that you can think of as an example that you thought was a good adaptation, one that was a bad one, maybe?
No, I wish I could. I'm put on the spot and I go blank.
To be fair, I think it's a difficult question to answer. Looking at my bookshelf of 3 books to see which ones.
I've heard that Lord of the Rings, people have said, is if you've read that epic book, but they said that that's the closest thing to their own imagination of the beasts and the monsters and the elves.
I get frustrated by because they have such a vivid imagination that it's so...
What did your Gollum look like? I beg your
pardon. What is that?
Sounds so wrong.
I don't show people my Gollum.
What does your Gollum look like?
He's like a psychiatrist. Now, tell me. In your childhood, what did your Gollum look like? Precious. My Gollum did look similar. Anyway, not that different actually. For me, it's very important because I picture it really much and it annoys me. But sometimes they can do a really good job. Sometimes they can add something. But yeah, I think it is pretty important. Should I go for my question for the next guest? Do I tell you it? Or do I write it to you? How does it work?
Sounds good. Yeah, you
post it in a letter addressed to...
Say it now or not?
Just say it.
Ruin it.
Say it now and I will jot it down.
What movie... I'm going to make it on topic, right?
Woo.
What movie from your childhood has influenced who you are today? I've frozen.
No, you keep talking. I'm just writing.
No, I look like I keep freezing, but I don't know if that's happening for you.
I think, it'll all make sense in the finished article.
Is everyone's battery good?
My battery is sexy.
So what was it? What movie from your childhood has influenced who you are today?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's quite spooky because that's similar to Emma, which is quite spooky.
Maybe it was in my head. Maybe I copied her. I don't know.
There's one of the books I don't read that many books, but there's a few books like I love like Catcher in the Rye, that sort of thing. But I bought the book for High Fidelity and for Into the Wild because I really love those films.
Yeah.
Has everyone seen Into the Wild?
Mm-hmm.
That's a film.
That was directed by Sean Penn, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I don't know if it's accurate to the book. I can't remember, but I wasn't disappointed by either. I think the book gave me something different. But I thought the film, like again, my imagination, I can imagine these things, but it was so good to see the film because come to life. I liked the fact that it brought that story to life, which was very cinematic and amazing scenes and stuff like that. It's all about the landscapes and things like that, which was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you both.
I just thought of something about books.
I've got a question for you both, but Drew, go on.
Okay. Oh, no, I was going to say just something where they get the books right. I was going to say Jack Reacher, right? Where they got it wrong was when they cast Tom Cruise, who's 5'2". And then in the books, he's supposed to be like 6'4". But then in the TV series, they cast that beast of a man that I can't remember the actor's name, who's brilliant.
Yeah, Empire Podcast always bang on about that, saying it's amazing.
But I must admit though, it does. If you watch those two films, like watch the films with Tom Cruise and then watch the TV series, and the TV series feels so much more authentic to the books. So that's a perfect example of getting the cast right, not just because
it can be right, can't it?
Yeah, because like sometimes. Okay, actually, here's an interesting thing. This is going off. So, Shawshank Redemption, right? This is a perfect example of going off book.
Oh, sounds like a speech impediment. Shawshank, or
especially if you say it like Sean Connery. Shawshank, are you Shawshank Redemption? Do you want me to wait? Was that you saying wait till? For the listeners, Kevin has left, and Drew is wondering whether or not to continue speaking. Let me tell you about my Gollum. No, so in Shawshank Redemption, a perfect example actually of casting off book, right? Have you seen Shawshank Redemption?
This is one of my favorite films.
Okay, well, this is brilliant. So, you know the part that Morgan Freeman plays is called Red?
Yeah, I've never read the book though.
Okay, but the reason he's called Red is because he's a white Irish guy with red hair. And Morgan Freeman's performance in his casting and audition was so good, they were like, we cannot not cast this amazing actor. So that is a perfect example.
But you don't have to be, exactly. You don't have to be how you like.
But that's what I mean. That's a perfect example of going off book. And let's be honest, he makes that film. Obviously, Tim Robbins is amazing in it and all the other people. But Morgan Freeman's performance as Red just absolutely takes that film to the next level.
Amazing. My question, I think I've kind of forgotten it now, was, I mean, what's the biggest, like, positive, what things have you learned from doing this podcast? And what things have, like, I don't know, you enjoyed the most? Like, what positive things have come for you?
So, kind of like you said, like, I just really enjoy, like, kind of getting to be yourself in a way. And just having a laugh with friends. And literally, it's just like having a drink and hanging out. But also, when we go into kind of deep conversations, it's nice to learn those other elements, to see those different sides of my friends, Kevin and James. Men wouldn't normally put each other under the microscope. And I think that's quite interesting when you get to learn those parts of your friends and see those kind of more gentler or vulnerable sides. And I think, like you said, that's important, but it's also beautiful in a way, rather than it all being 3 men, 3 bravados. But it's helped me because, as I'm sure everyone that's probably listened to any of these podcasts, I keep talking about how I do not have a job. And you were so sweet when you said, don't worry, a job will come along. And now I have an incredibly exciting job, to be honest, working for Apple in Brighton. And at the time when I didn't have anything and we were talking about feeling needed or wanting to contribute to something, Rage Whale has given me a lot. It's given me like a backbone, a structure, something to look forward to in the week. But also, like we said briefly with the Emma episode, that Kev's inspired me to challenge myself in a creative sense with the editing and making these little videos and thumbnails.
Penguin. And I love that when you talked about how weird I was, which I'm totally fine because I'm very weird, then you did like, oh, you're insane. And then you had a visual for like insanity. I was like, oh, is that what my dog looks like? I loved it.
No, that was supposed to be Kev, where you said like when everything goes crazy or something. It was meant to be. That wasn't like saying you're crazy, but it was an analogy. It was a metaphor. But yeah,
look, I'm sat here doing this. Would you
sat there with a third arm on you?
Kate's by the way, for the listener, Kate is got a massage on her head from a mannequin.
It's amazing.
Actually really nice.
I'm going to try and ad-lib the question that Kate so beautifully asked me. I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's like, Kev, what have you gained or learned from doing Rageware? What has it given you, or what have you?
Stress and sleepless nights because I need to get all these clips done. It takes fucking out forever.
But like the nice bit, away from the nightmare and the insomnia.
I mean, appreciate what you do.
I think it's just connecting with people again, to be honest. Like I'm not saying it because Kate's here, but
that's the word. Connection.
The biggest factors for me is the fact that I'm in touch more with Kate, and obviously me and Kate were very close when we were younger, and grew apart because everyone grows apart and different lives and all that sort of stuff. But still, one of the biggest influences on my life is Kate, to be honest.
100%.
And just the fact that friends might listen is kind of cool. And I've got over myself of thinking that this is scary, or I'm getting judged, or people think I'm an idiot for doing shit like this, which some people will, and fuck them. Don't give a shit. I just think it's nice that we can use this platform to chat. It's basically just having a Zoom chat with your friends, but you put it out there so your other friends can listen.
or random strangers though as well, like that aren't friends.
It's
that can be our friends.
Ultimately, it's us three connecting, and I think that's good, and I think it's healthy for us to do so. And then there's more to it because we get to chat to other people and stuff like that. So it's all good.
And it expands our horizons, right? Because we learn from other people as well. Like we learn.
Yeah. Like we said before, it's an excuse to speak to people I want to speak to. Yeah. But we've got our diary booked up till November of guests. And a bunch of them I know really well. There's a few of them I haven't spoken to for 15 plus years.
See, if, my brother used to be a film lecturer in Cricklade.
Yes.
I should ask if he ever wants to do it.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
You could even jump on with them if you want.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
We call each other ugly and that we smell, so.
That'd be nice.
Would he be massaging himself with
I think he taught James, didn't he?
I think he did take. I was just thinking that the other day. I was like, I think my brother taught James, and I was like, that's really weird. He could have a student and teacher. He's a head teacher in a college now in near you.
Pops on. If we don't tell James, if he just pops on, if Chris Atherton just pops on,
so funny.
James is going to go.
Ask him. I think his wife listens. I know. My other brother's wife listens. So she might mention it to him. So
yeah, Misha's awesome.
But no, Rachel, Chris's wife, listens apparently. So
you get your chin stroked.
God, it's so good.
Kate said to me earlier, I can't pop on for the later one, just the early one, basically, because it's got to get a decent night's sleep because you got work in the morning, and this could end up being a 3-hour episode if you don't.
3 hours with Kate. It's the name of this episode.
Normal. Okay, Regina's got something to say. I don't know what she was to say. Oh God, she's creepy. She's got
a serious look. She's got a serious look. She's saying, "Give me back my fucking wig."
Can I ask you that question about books and films?
What, the one we asked you a minute ago?
Yeah.
What about? I said about Into the Wild.
Yeah,
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you like it when books and films are different? Like, you kind of answered it.
I don't read enough books for it to impact my life that much. That question.
You need to read more.
Did you read Harry Potter's? Did you read the Harry Potter's?
Yeah,
Kate?
I thought that they were quite true to the books, actually.
I did as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. The Dementors are how I imagine them to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the characters were exactly how I imagined them. But I thought Hermione needed bigger hair. But yeah.
Hermione. I bumped
bigger
into Hermione once.
Did you? Well.
Yeah. Tottenham Court Road. You know, literally behind Tottenham Court Road station, you've got where the crowbar is. Just before you get to the crowbar, there's a Starbucks, I think it is, and she was in the window with a bloke, her boyfriend, I'm guessing. And I can't remember who I was with. It might be my mate JD. I can't remember. But I went in, and and then I realised I'm an idiot, and then left again. I didn't even attempt.
Yeah,
look, there's Hermione.
Celebrities, like they hide, but they have their own life too. You know, they're allowed a copy for that.
Exactly. I thought that. Basically, I thought, no, don't be a dick.
I'm just trying to think. There was.
What are you trying to think of, Drew? You look spaced out.
What's that?
Like, if you have to think.
Does my beard help? I loved it when you did that beard. That was brilliant.
I was being you, wasn't I?
Yeah, that was great. You were a great stand-in for me. You were much better than me.
How would you be James in this scenario, Kate?
I need to interrupt you more. I'm not going to like on Trump, sorry. Emmanuel Bonami. We haven't mentioned him. Spider-Verse and Night Shyamalan. I'm just going to go for the hat trick.
Yep.
And Usual Suspects. Let's mention that.
Usual Suspects.
And what do we want to say about Emmanuel Bonami today? Has anyone heard any updates?
Well, no, Drew bought him up last time when we said we've got French followers and none of us knew anyone in France, and he went, Emmanuel Bonami.
Happy got mentioned. I get really upset if you don't. I'm like slightly OCD about it now.
I was thinking about you, Kate, when I said it. I was like, this one's for you, Kate.
It brings me so much joy.
Well, we said somebody in the WhatsApp group that we had, so someone's following him, or is he following us? Or no, wait, someone's following him, right? Or
guys.
What was it?
The famous.
No, Bonami. Somebody's following Bonami. Like somebody's found their social media page and they're following Bonami.
I'm gonna. After this, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna lie in bed, and at my time, 10 minutes playing my phone before I go to sleep is gonna be like going down a deep hole of Emmanuel Bonami. That's what's wrong.
That was it.
Bonami's hole.
Gareth sent me his screen grab. You know, on your home screen, you get all the messages like the news and the new things that popped up on your phone. It's got the new Rage Whale episode, and which is his. And Emmanuel Bonami posted a new video on Instagram. That's on his notifications on his page.
That's it. Gareth's following Emmanuel Bonami. So
I followed him. Rage Whale now follows him.
If you're listening, Emmanuel Bonami. We love you. We want to lick your head. We want to lick your bald head.
But the top head.
And we'd like to see you in Arachnophobic too. And you're our hero. We really love you, Emmanuel. Good friend.
And one day I will watch a film you're in.
Yeah.
And James thinks you're in space.
I kind of love that, like, you know, who knows where anything takes us, but it's like to think one day if someone completely random said to Bonami, have you heard of Rage Whale? And then they talk about how all these random episodes, and at this point there's been like 1,000 Rage Whale episodes, and we're all a bit older and maybe wiser, and it's just him going, what? And then he just clicks on and he just finds himself fast forwarding going, they're talking about me. What? They don't even know me.
We will quit Rage Whale the second Emmanuel Bonami agrees to come on as a guest.
Whoa.
Because we'll have done everything.
No,
we're done.
You find out his birthday and everything. What would you do, guys? Right?
That would be the most beautiful last episode ever. Like if Emmanuel Bonami came on and that is a special guest.
Wait a minute, Kate wants to get set up.
I was going to say, what if we had a reunion of us as friends and I turned up and I was like, oh, I've got a new boyfriend, guys. Like, oh, I'm a bit shy about introducing you.
You're blushing, Kate,
And
in your imagination.
it was Emmanuel Bonami.
Beautiful.
I've genuinely written him down on my list of potential guests. He's in the list now, so I might just drop him a message. What's he going to say? No.
But that's the beauty of it. He can do it anywhere. Like it's not like he physically has to come in to a studio. He might be up for it.
He might come on.
And you have to quit your podcast. You can't get him on because you have to end it. You just said that.
I'll take that back if we get him on soon. But I'll have a chat to him, see if he's up for it. He's not Denzel Washington. He's Emmanuel Bonami. He might have some free time.
God, you might listen to that part.
He might be in the pre-production for Arachnophobic 2, he's probably free.
Bit of an arm.
Yeah.
Give him a high five.
All right. I'll message him, and if I get a response, I'll screen grab it and send it to you guys.
That'd be insane.
It might be excitement.
Imagine if he voice notes me back. Oh, hello, Kevin. Is he French? I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He's French. Yeah.
Hello, Kevin. La Vermin. I have been in La Vermin. It is just finished.
I'm racist when you try and do a French accent.
Brilliant.
What?
Did you say he reminds me of a porn video when he does French accent?
You said borderline racist when you try and do a French accent.
Hey, I got a C in French.
That technically makes you half French.
So that's how they speak. I've heard.
I've got an A, so I'm basically fluent.
Fucking hell. The only thing I remember when the school took me to France, not just me.
You stay there and think about what you've done.
They let other children come with me as well.
That was one hell of a detention. They just took him to France.
Just dropped me at the gates. Don't come back till you've learned.
Don't come back till you've got some French onion soup and garlic bread.
You stay there.
You think about what you've
France,
done in French.
Learn your un, deux, trois, and then you can come back.
You eat that.
But all I remember is queuing up at McDonald's for food and going, le burger à l'avec, la chaise. I was like, just trying to remember how to say it properly, like genuinely like scared to speak to a foreign person, my first foreign person. And I got to the thing and I went, à la burger, le frites avec la chaise. And they're like, do you just want burgers and chips, mate? And I was like, everyone here speaks English. And I was like 10, I think. Pointless. Everyone speaks English.
But they do get upset if you don't.
Emmanuel Bonami on my iPad.
Do French.
Yes, please.
Are you going to draw? Are you going to do artwork of him? Do you just say?
I'm doing one of Emmanuel.
I've got a concept for you. I've got a concept, and it ties in a couple of things. Have you've seen the film The Thing?
No.
There's a bit where a head pops out, and it's got spider legs. And I think Emmanuel Bonami with l'arachnophobique, spider legs, and almost like the baby doll in
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. But with the
Emmanuel Bonami, spider legs.
Yeah.
And he's
That's
signing.
a film recommendation for you as well. Watch The Thing.
He's writing an autograph with one of his spider legs. He's signing.
I'd like maybe he'd have roller skates on his spider legs.
Yeah. Or it's different.
Make up 80s style disco with like rollerblades.
All 8 legs have different activities going on. Like he's signing a piece of paper with one of them. He's got a rollerblade. I don't know.
Oh, Drew, do you remember? You might have forgotten. Last week's episode, I think maybe today's release. I can't remember. I mentioned that there's a film that I remember. I couldn't think what it was, and it's got a foreign person speaking at the beginning with no subtitles, and he tells you the ending, and we don't know. And at the very end,
remember the film.
It's The Thing. At the beginning, it's the
Danish helicopter pilot.
That's it. The Danish guy goes, there is a monster or there is an alien or there is a creature attacking us, and no one knows what it is. And then at the end, that happens. But all the Danish people watching were like, well, the film's ruined for us. It's quite apparently famous. And
Yeah, but I mean, the film is called The Thing, so it's obviously a thing that's not
I think
human.
he lets clue whatever the. It's important. I can't remember the specifics. I might watch it again. I haven't seen it for a while.
I love that film, and I thought the dog acts brilliantly. Like, the dog plays suspicious brilliantly.
Suspicious Wolf.
Oh,
not that.
you don't sleep. You don't sleep on those, man. That's not a pillow.
No.
She needs to go for a doo-doo.
I'm enjoying this, but I also feel like it's late for you. Or are you cool?
I can do maybe 10 more minutes, but I need to use the little girls' room. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's 10:30, so I could maybe do 10, 15 minutes more, and then I might have to go sleep. I have to deal with screaming children, which I love my job, but it's going to be loud.
That sounds like half an hour to me, Drew.
No, they're all new kiddies, so they will be loud in the morning.
Yeah, it does. Okay. It does. You need your energy for that.
No, I had an actually fantastic first day, and I really loved it, but tomorrow might be busy, so
we'll do our usual and just talk shit about you while you're away.
Okay, feel free. Do you want to? In fact, I have a stand-in.
Yeah, if you can put a stand in, that'd be great.
This episode, guys. This episode. If you're not watching the visual of this episode, you are missing out, guys. You are missing out.
Why does Regina look like she's in what's that film? Midsummer.
Oh wow, yeah, it's because of the flowers around the.
I was dressed as a fairy at the weekend.
Did you give? Has she dropped acid as well before this episode?
No, that was me, and she's wearing my clothes.
She is well spaced out. Look at that look. She is like mong.
Yeah.
She's hot.
She doesn't look happy to be left with Kevin and I, to be honest. But
she lost her arm, man. Like you haven't seen what she's seen. You don't know, man.
You
weren't there.
You weren't there, man. The things I've seen.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. You enjoy. Talk to Regina. Talk to her, though. If I get back and you're not talking to her like she's a real person, then you discriminate.
Well, yeah, we'll let her be part of the conversation for sure.
So, Regina, how did you lose your arm? Drew, smile. Take a photo of Regina.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it when that happens. Yeah, I had a similar situation trying to move a fridge, but my arm didn't come off because it's not attached by some metal rod. But you do it well.
This episode's interlude is sponsored by Regina. Nah.
Na 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 Regina. Interlude when someone goes to the lewd.
Kate is interlude.
She's busy.
I hope she hasn't fallen in the loo.
I hope she didn't fall in the loo. Wait, did she take that second arm with her?
Well, she needs to wipe. She's got the extra arm
instead
for
of
the
three seashells. Just use a mannequin.
She doesn't have to
hand.
reach. She doesn't have to reach. The arm is going to do it for her.
It's almost like you could also use it like when you're trying to get a tight shoe on, and it's like one of those shimmy things. I can't remember what they're called. It's a special.
It's down the back a shoehorn.
Shoehorn. Yeah.
So what would you call that? An arm bum horn?
Bum horn.
I can see something.
I can see clearly now that the rain. Wait, there's something going on.
You little freaking weirdo.
That actually scared me because she was moving on her own then for a second.
Wow. We sang Regina, a lovely little song.
My Regina.
My Regina. What's that song? What is that song? My
Sharona.
Bologna. Oh, Sharona. I was thinking Weird Al Yankovic.
It's the Weird Al.
Yeah. My Bologna.
My baloney.
Fantastic.
So, what are we talking about, guys? Let's go.
Well, we were singing, but the
it was a musical.
This is definitely the longest episode. That's for sure.
What do you take with you to the toilet?
How long have we been talking for? What do I take to the toilet? Myself.
2 hours and 22 minutes.
Hairy bumhole like you.
It's bleached.
Supposedly in German, it's ich heiße Hachebuden means hairy asshole. Hachebuden.
My German colleagues.
That sounded Arab. That sounded
Yeah, that
Eastern European.
Hachebuden.
Or Scottish.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Hachraboeden. Yeah. Ich bin.
I am. Ich bin, yeah.
You're just doing Rammstein.
I am Harry Bottom.
Song
that
titles.
makes sense.
I am Harry Bum.
I have.
I am Harry Asshole.
Kate, can you work out I am Harry Bumhole, and so you can send it to Drew, and we'll put that as his tagline.
No, but it is Hachra Buden. Buden, I think Buden is bottom. Hachra, which does actually sound like Middle Eastern, is hairy.
I'm Googling this now.
I feel like, it's like the irony is like when you're at a party for so long and you start to do really weird things, like that's where we've got to in this episode.
Listen.
Type in, how do you say Harry Potter in German? Are you asking Siri?
Ich habe ein haariges Arschloch.
I heard Arshall. So
Okay, listen again, ready? So, in English. Okay, you got that?
we don't hear that.
Oh, we don't hear
You
anything.
hear it? Oh.
No, you need to play it on your phone and put it next to your speaker.
Okay. All right. I'll do that later. Okay.
But wait, what?
That's never happening.
I can. Where's my phone?
No, wait, but are you saying hairy asshole or hairy bottom?
Hairy arsehole. Let me find my phone.
Because believe it or not, they are two completely separate things. Even though they're connected to the same body piece, they are two separate things.
One is more sphincter related. The other one is cheek related.
Being a little bit more cheeky than usual.
And I think you're all of the above.
My phone.
You're showing a little bit more cheek
I don't know how
than
to
usual.
say that. Might as well give up on learning German.
Actually, Sean Connery says that in Diamonds Are Forever. There's a bit where I can't remember her name. Tiffany Case. No. Anyway, she grabs a tape cassette and she sticks it in her bikini. And there's a bit where Bond goes, "She's showing a bit more cheek than usual." And it's a really funny moment. It's a really funny moment.
It's so bad as well.
It's so bad. So bad.
Oh, Kate, have you recognised this in the background at all?
I accidentally shut you down, so now I can see.
Do you recognise that?
What's that?
Is this
It's a
the
different
vinyl?
cover to normal.
This is the special Easter egg in Rage Whale, guys. If you watch the visual,
I do recognise it. Is it Tool? What's it from?
Yeah, boy.
Oh, so cool.
Lateralis.
It's amazing.
so cool.
Love Tool.
The artwork on that was sick, wasn't it? That rainbow
Yeah,
kind
Tool artwork and Tool music is insane.
I love it.
All that when you open it up.
Ooh.
It looks like a very beautiful intestine. Rainbow one.
Yeah, like a kaleidoscope of an intestine.
Yeah.
I've got a treat for you.
I feel like that was a treat for Stanley, to be honest.
Show and tell. I've done mine. Shown you Regina. What are you showing and telling me today? Well, you filleting a cat's bumhole. What about you, Drew?
Oh my god, I don't really.
What
Nothing exciting. I got cat treats. Dreamies, anyone?
Don't show Stan.
Have you ever tried a dreamy?
Huh?
No, what are you on about?
I have.
No, I haven't eaten them.
Have you?
Yeah, why not? They look nice.
In one of the podcasts, in one of the episodes, I talk about one of my mates that was really high or drunk at a party, and he was eating dog biscuits straight from a bowl because he was so drunk. He went, "Oh, at least they got snacks." We're like, "Dude, that's not for." And he was like,
I remember you talking about that.
"Yeah."
Oh.
It's weird, isn't it, when you have a guest on that actually listens to the podcast? You can't refer to previous
strange.
episodes. You're like, yeah, I've heard that one.
You know that one. You're like, that's episode 34, and that's.
I'm going to be there with like a clipboard, being like, "Yes, I am a rage whale expert.
I am a rage whaler.
I know what happened in this episode and this episode."
See, that's the funny thing is like, Kate, you occasionally message something saying, "Oh, I like that," or whatever, some sort of comment. Gareth messaged me going, "Why the fuck did you say that?" Or it wasn't that year. check IMDb. He always has a go at James because he thinks Blade's in 1995 when it's in 1998.
Why is he picking on those things? Like, does that?
No, he's trying to be funny though. But he messaged me today saying, because today's episode, you talk about Daredevil, and I go, what a load of shit! I've got no interest in that bollocks. Ooh. And he had a go at me saying you should watch it.
But in that episode when we've got Gareth, I forget how to do Rage Whale. Like I just forget all decades. Like I can't.
Yeah, my brain. That was so funny. Yeah.
My brain doesn't work at all. Like.
So which episode should I sleep to tonight?
She said, "What?
What episode should I sleep to tonight?"
Oh, episode 10.
Okay.
Oh, do you go back?
Sometimes.
I think we said 10 was a good one, man. Do you remember with the Pac-Man and?
Yeah.
Well, that was the first episode we talk about old stuff, grown up and house parties and Rage Whale itself.
But you
and
inspired me to get a mannequin again. I hadn't had a pet mannequin for a long time, so.
I don't think we inspired anything. that was there in your brain already. That was happening no matter what.
I love that video though of you driving up with her though. That was the coolest video.
Because I had to pick.
Who did that video though? Because they zoom in like, and it's kind of like.
So my friend,
so cool.
She was the one that Kev was asking. My friend, she's works as a beauty therapist. She works with children, and she's also a stand-up comedian. She's super awesome. Shout out to Joanna.
Wow. I messaged you, Drew, about Joanna.
Yes, she's super cool.
Yes.
And I always go to a salon sometimes to get my, nails done or whatever. And she's always had this mannequin, and she used to live in the salon. So it's quite a cute story actually, because the woman who owned the salon used to rent out a room in there, and she used to just live in it as a flat. And then she became really good friends with a woman, and she'd broken up with someone, and she was single, and the woman became like a kind of mother figure. And then she met her son, and I was at a party the other day, and he proposed to her, which was super cute. Oh. So like through this woman, and at the party I had to go up to his mum and thank her for Regina. So she owns the salon, and but she used to live in it as a flat. So she used to go to the toilet in the night, and there was just like this creepy mannequin there. She always used to send me pictures of like when she got in drunk from a night out, and there's just like Regina. It was just always a joke. I was like, "How's Regina?" I used to live with a mannequin, and then whenever I used to come to get my nails done, I'd always be like, "Oh my god, there's a mannequin! I used to live with one." And then she texted me one day like, because they're building a new salon, and she was like, "Oh, they're going to throw it out. Like, would you want her?" I was like, "Yes."
We adopt her. Come on.
I had to take her out, and I was like, I had to put the roof down on my car, so it was like this convertible with like mannequin legs, and then I had just like strapped her in. I was just driving through Switzerland, like with this.
We got some interesting looks.
Topless mannequin in the convertible. I was just like insane.
But you looked very happy at the time. You weren't embarrassed. You were very happy.
My brain went to a really dark place, even though you said it was a lovely story. Like when you were saying, and this lady, and she gave her a room, and I thought you were going to say, and then she turned into a mannequin, and I was like, whoa! I was like, that would be quite a cool kind of horror film. This lady's gone through so much that she just turns into like a mannequin. And she haunts people.
I watched a little thing today, or was it today? Yesterday? Anyway, very recently, and it was similar context but a bit different. And everyone's seen Barbie, right?
Yeah.
So you know how John Cena is the merman in there? He's like in it for like 5 seconds. He's in the sea, the big with Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah, when she throws the ball and it gets hit back to them.
The big muscular man's beside Dua Lipa, and they're drinking beers later on. So obviously, God, what is Barbie's name?
Oh, the actress Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Don't know why that escaped me. So she was on a chat show with John Cena about completely different things, and she told the story about when she first met John Cena, the wrestler who's now an actor, and the fact that when she was younger, like a teenager, she lived with her boyfriend, and he was obsessed with John Cena, and he had a life-size cutout of John Cena in the bedroom. So she was just used to saying, "Good morning, John Cena," for like a couple of years, and John Cena was always in the bedroom with her. And then she had to tell John Cena this when she first met him, going, "No, we're acquainted. I used to say good morning to you every day for years." And he's not a big actor or anything, like compared to Margot Robbie. And it's just weird. And she told the story, it must have been Graham Norton or something, just completely random.
I ended up at my brother's wedding. There ended up being a cardboard cutout of Peter Andre for a similar reason. It's a strange one to explain.
What? Say that again?
At my brother's wedding, there ended up being a cardboard cutout of Peter Andre.
Why?
Want to get close
Well,
to
we used to
you.
have this present game in my family that where you give, like, at Christmas, it's kind of like Secret Santa, but you can steal each other's presents. And we'd have some nice presents and some shit presents, and everyone's kind of like always joking and arguing because they don't want the shit present, but you don't know what's in it, and you have to pass them around. And then one year, someone put in like a Peter Andre autobiography. And then it became like a joke that nobody wanted it. And then it became like every Christmas or birthday, we just pass on this Peter Andre autobiography. And then it got like taken a bit too far that like we have a caravan in Wales and we'd like post pictures in there. And then the Peter Andre cutout, when my brother got married, he got married on a steam train in Wales, and we had like a Peter Andre cutout waiting for him when all the guests arrived. And then I had to do a speech at his wedding, and I gave him like, I was like, oh, this is a speech. Like, his wife's side of the family don't know how weird we are, so I don't think they would have got the joke. And I was like,
Weird and wonderful.
A speech from my other brother, and I was like, oh yeah, really happy for you. And then I was like, I have to give you this precious family heirloom, and it was a Peter Andre book.
That is brilliant.
That's amazing.
And then that cutout was in my family home for years. The Peter Andre, just cardboard cutout.
I love how that's become a thing, though. That's absolutely beautiful.
I do like one thing. Kate, I'm sure you were around when it happened. Do you remember when we had a James Munden cardboard cutout in the house?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he got it himself.
Of course he did.
The narcissist. He was wearing the gold trousers.
Did he think he looked better looking?
And sunglasses and big blonde spiky hair.
Did he think he looked better looking than the cutout, or did he think the cutout looked better looking than him?
I don't think that was a conversation I had with him, I'm afraid.
Did you point it out with him?
It was just
imagine
weird.
James going, I look much better looking than him. It's like, that is you.
It wasn't fully life size. It was like 5'2". It was just slightly. It was about here. It was about that size. But we took it to the pub. We took it to the George. We took it on nights out occasionally. Brilliant.
Did you like handcuff it to like a lamp?
But it stayed in my kitchen. So both of you must have seen it at some point, I'm sure.
I think I remember coming down the morning and it was there. But then I was so used to the fact that there was just like Jägermeister everything, a mannequin.
Anything could have turned up at Kev's, though.
Nunchucks. So I was just like, oh, this is normal.
It was almost like a film museum. Like, there was all these just random things.
There's a film museum. There's an armory of weapons, like samurai swords. All just
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a bow and arrow inside a bowl of soup. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's Kevin's house. Yeah, sure.
Like Jägermeister flags everywhere. And,
it was like one of those retro pubs. Actually, his house was like.
Do you remember the day that my parents left they moved to Germany? My mum had got a job offer over there. On the day, they hadn't even arrived. They hadn't even got on the airport or the boat or wherever they were getting over there. And I put that Jägermeister flag up in the living room
straight away.
And I put a nail through the electrics and blew it. And it went. It shot past my face and put a mark on the wall opposite. It could have killed me or blinded me.
It was scary, actually. I remember you. Yeah, it was there when it happened.
I remember, and I went next door to Gareth's parents.
Say like you'd already electrocuted yourself.
Yeah, they'd been out of the house less than 12 hours, and I'd gone next door to Gareth's dad and said, "Can you fix this? You're a man, you're an adult," and he didn't know he didn't know how to do it. So I had to phone my parents back, and my dad came back on the next flight back, and then rather than because I told everyone I've got a free house, it's party central now. My parents left. Within 12 hours, my dad had to get another flight and come home, fix the issue, and he stayed for a week. I was like, and all my friends were like coming round. I'm like, go, fuck off. No, you fixed it. Go. But he hung around just to piss me off.
Little did your parents know what
he blatantly knew, though. He blatantly knew what you're up to, didn't he? Like, you guys.
Yeah. No, my parents are very forgiving because we totally fucked that house up.
Yeah, no, your parents are lovely.
Here's a good story for you. Well, you both like, hopefully, but Kate especially, I think you'll like this. So you're talking about the mannequins and you're talking about the cardboard cutouts and the Peter Andre and the weird jokes that just keep going. Well, my friend's got a weird one. It was before I got involved, and then I got involved. So my mate JD, he was the guy that I mentioned before, you might have heard, when I first moved to London, got a job. I was around confident people. I got the job because I pretended to be confident. Doesn't mean I was. But then I met a guy who liked metal music.
Yeah, that's the one.
JD, he's coming up in 2 weeks. We're going to do a Beatles weekend in Liverpool. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, it was his house party. It was the first time I got invited to anything social in London. Went to his house party, and he had a running joke with his friends that he's known for ages. And there was a squeaky chicken, the rubber chickens. And he had a board. This is when I realized that he's going to be one of my people, because he had a little chalkboard in his kitchen and the chicken was sellotaped to it and it said, "Name the chicken." And all night people are drinking, just jotting down silly names, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to think if I've still got.
Oh my God, what was the real name of the chicken? Is that what you're going to look up?
Out of all the exciting and weird and wonderful names,
Cedric.
Sorry, it's just reminding me of a story. Like when Katie J came, she told me a story about you that I'd forgotten about.
Well, let me. Shall I tell you the chicken first? Then you can bring that.
Chicken first.
Wait, did the chicken come before that joke or no?
So, what's her name? Is it Gemma Arterton? Gemma. Yeah. So this is the chicken, and we named it Paul. And Paul Chicken's got a Facebook page and everything, and that is him in Sydney.
Oh,
for real. So basically, this chicken got named Paul, and then the running joke after that was that he would join us on things. So the day I got to meet and photograph Jean-Claude Van Damme, he came with me. So he met Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh my God, I love it.
Then he went on holiday with JD to Sydney, to Australia. So he's there, like they're having proper normal evenings out, but with a rubber chicken. He's been to so many gigs with us. He came to Sonosphere Festival. He came to Download Festival a couple of times. We've got photos with him with police, with half-naked people, drunk people, weird people. He's got loads of photos of him doing random shit. And one day, we had a house party, and we woke up, and Paul the chicken was missing a bit of his foot, like scissored off. And no one would own up to it. And it was like a proper investigation. It took months to figure out who did it and to actually weed out the person that did it. And it was one of our friends, Ali Brown. And then I got the idea. I stole him and left a ransom note in the house. So JD woke up. He didn't know it was me. He put on Facebook, on his one, and Paul Chicken, saying, like, for real, someone's got him, can you return him? And he's getting really arsey about it. And even I'm like, fuck, I bet it was that Saeed. Bet he did it. And Saeed was going, oh, shut up, it'd be that Ali, it'll be that Larry guy that did it. It would be all those people. And for quite a long time, we held this together. So what I did is I set up a fake Facebook account of this woman, and I called her something Phalange or something, some weird name. And I messaged JD saying, I've got Paul. I need a ransom. And we talked about it for ages, and it got to the point where we had a drop-off point at Alexandra Palace in North London. So I said, we'll have a drop-off point. So I went to this pub. It's a, what is it? It's not a castle. It's a palace in North London, and there's a bar at the side of it. So I went in there. Me and Sadie went in there with Paul the chicken. Oh, I forgot a bit prior. Because someone took the toes off, I took the whole leg off and posted it to him. So he was getting bits of his body parts in the post.
Whoa.
So anyway, at this point, we're doing the drop off. And I went to this bar in this palace, posh place, and I go to the guy behind the bar. I'm like, someone's going to walk in 20 minutes and they have to say a certain phrase. And at that point, can you give them this chicken? And this guy's like, what?
You say that with a straight face.
I explained it, and he went, no problem, sir. He's like dressed like nicely, like, it's not like a a scruffy pub. He's like, no problem, sir. So I messaged the Facebook saying, he's now at the drop-off point. Say this phrase, and I told the barman to give JD a free pint. Here's the money for it. So when he went to the bar, I said, ask for a pint and ask for Paul. And when he went to the bar, he got his free pint and a chicken. And me and Sadie are in the corner, he can't see us. We're up behind like pillars. And he goes outside to the decking area on the picnic table. And he's just sat there on his own with a beer and a rubber chicken going, what the fuck? And I'm taking photos and I end up posting it to his page and stuff like that. And just ripping a piss out of it.
Well freaked out.
I generally think it might have been like at least 6 months until I told him it was me.
That's amazing.
I just kept it going because I used that fake account to say, I hope you're treating him well. We had a great time together, and just kept adding to the story for like months afterwards.
Did you add like little newspaper, where they cut out the different letters?
I'd taken photos of him in different positions in different places around London, so I'd occasionally post a different photo of him and stuff like that.
Nice. It's like a chicken serial killer.
Yeah, I love that.
Why is it taking almost 54 episodes to get that amazing story?
Isn't that like story? You never told
one
us.
of the best stories?
I forgot about Paul the chicken.
I
sometimes
guest. I'm sorry, he does.
I sometimes still get messages on Facebook once a year ago, it's Paul Chicken's birthday.
I feel like I've just realised now for the video that you need to send me a cutout of Paul. Like Paul has got a feature in this video poster.
There's us with Gareth.
Wow.
Yeah, loads of random people are posting happy birthday to him. There is at Foo Fighters with us.
But this is crazy, dude. That rubber chicken is more popular than some actual human people.
Yes.
And there's a video of a rubber chicken fucking a purple pig.
Well, of course.
I don't know what that's about.
Oh my God.
And that was a low point for him.
Oh, poor guy.
So yeah, that wasn't our Paul chicken. So anyway, sorry, Kate, you were saying before something Katie J said.
You might remember it. It's probably not even a very funny story, but it reminded me of like, how I used to get drunk and draw on people like quite a lot. Like
yes,
like everyone would get like full glasses, moustache, beard, full body tattoos, and they just wake up and. Anyone who's...
Is that because you didn't have any paper, or...?
I mean, I'm a frustrated artist, but...
yeah, of course.
I mean, I enjoyed it. And it was just that game. If you're going to pass out early in Kev's house, you're going to get drawn on by Kate and Katie J.
Oh, yeah.
And then one time it was you, Kev, and you'd fallen asleep on the sofa, and I drew, like, glasses, like, big beard, like, penises all over your face. A lot, like, completely covered. The next morning, we were sat, and Katie J was there, like doing her Katie J thing, like playing with her hair, being cute. And you were talking to me and Katie J about the night, and you were like, "Oh yeah." We were talking for like an hour, and then you were like, suddenly realised that you had pen, but you'd already been like, I think you'd been out to the shops to get something as well. Like,
no.
And then you were like, oh, have I got something on me? And then Katie J, I love her. We're just like, oh yeah, you've got a little bit of something on you. You had literally full glasses, beard, penises everywhere.
A field of cocks.
Penises. And I just love the way she's like, and you were like, because you could see out of the corner, you're like, oh, after like an hour of her talking, but neither of us had noticed. We got so used to you having pen all around you. It was like a full hour, and we've been talking. Katie was like, oh, yeah, there's a tiny bit of pen on you.
There's a lot wrong with that, isn't there?
Oh.
Like no one cared after a while.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
I think that's why, like, you said about the cardboard cutout. I was like, oh, well, there's just so many weird things in that house. It just came normal. Like,
yeah, I think if we rack our brains, we could have a story every episode till the end of time about something.
That's perfect. I feel like there almost needs to be one of those.
Didn't you draw... You came to see Tool with me and Gareth and Chris, didn't you, as well?
yeah.
No, yeah, obviously that makes sense because
someone then.
You drew on Gareth when he fell asleep on the coach to go home. That was that night because I've got photos of him asleep on a coach, and then I've got photos of him in my spare bedroom, and all of us, including Munden, none of us are wearing many clothes because it's like bedtime, but we're taking photos of Gareth and like Munden's wearing pretty much nothing, just cupping himself and stuff like that. Just yeah.
Of course he is.
So yeah, that's pretty normal. Pretty normal.
Anyway, petition to get Paul the Chicken on.
Yeah, I'll message JD.
Wow.
He's still in his house. I'm gonna. Oh no, JD's coming to see me. I'm going down there in January for a gig.
Bring the chicken.
So I'll get a photo of Paul the Chicken.
Paul.
I might steal him again. Fuck it. He doesn't listen to this podcast because he's too cool.
Then fucking steal it. Steal that chicken. If he thinks he's too cool for your podcast, then chicken is fair game.
I might decapitate him and post it to him, or take another limb or something like that.
Get him a lady chicken. And they have a baby.
Don't know if they do baby squeaky chickens. They should do.
I bet they do baby squeaky chickens. Did you see that thing that went viral with the person that? It's just so funny. He pushed down on one of like a chicken or a bird, and he goes boom, whoa, whoa, and like 200 of them go whoa, and like it just went viral. It's like man squeezes.
Sorry, go on.
Man squeezes chicken and goes viral or something like.
Yeah, he showed me this music. This artist like makes music with the squeaky chicken, like literally songs.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Why
like
the hell not?
Renaissance.
He like does it in time.
Composer.
My bedtime.
I've found
like
a couple
Beethoven,
of photos,
but made from squeaky chickens, like played by squeaky chickens.
Paul the Chicken here has just posted, "What a journey, but back home, sweet home." And it's a picture of him at Christmas time by his Christmas tree, and it's not the photo I sent. But that's him at Ali Pali when he got it picked up at the palace. So, yeah, he's got the photos on his page.
Is this him when he got arrested?
That's Ali Pali. So I need to find the pictures I sent of him, because that was funny.
He looks like that dodgy penguin character from The Wrong Trousers. You know, from Wallace and Gromit.
No. I don't know what you mean.
Okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the evil penguin.
Yeah, the evil penguin that's going to rob the place.
That is Paul the Chicken with Status Quo.
What?
That is the band Status Quo. Kate has just yawned into a mannequin arm, decapitated.
That's really weird. I just naturally went.
I thought we were going to use the hand at least. It just went straight into the ligament.
I think I'm tired, guys. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I feel like it's time.
Oh,
might be
there
time.
you go. I sent him that photo. I sent him a photo of a chicken with a knife next to his neck.
I don't know.
And he's put, "What kind of monster would do this to such a thing?" So yeah. Anyway, thank you, Kate, for being on for so long. It's not a didgeridoo.
Drop the arm.
Why didn't you take a little finger off, the tip of a finger off, and you can blow into it and make noises?
No, I've already got the stump for that.
Yeah, dude, look, see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean now. Wallace and Gromit.
I love that.
It's the penguin with the...
Everyone knows it's him.
Yeah,
mate,
penguin
that
with
is one of my favourite. That is such a bloody good little animated movie. That is so good.
I'll tell you what, well, this is the longest podcast we've ever done, and we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, mate, what is that video or poster going to look like, man?
We went deep, we went silly, and all of the other things. I'm going to make this 2 episodes, part 1, part 2.
I've enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry I have to go. I'm really tired.
It's been a wonderful evening.
No, you've got to go. Thank you for being on, and thank you for coming on this short notice as well.
Thanks for making me laugh till I cry.
And you're part of this now. You're not like a guest anymore. You're part of it.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to click leave. Don't leave me yet. It might need to wait like 10 seconds after I end it just to load. Okay. All right.
I'm going to pose in a weird ending.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.